This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Good evening. This is Headlines now on Ndtv-Hindu with me, Evelyn Matthew. The city rolled out its carpets to its high-profile visitor to the state today, Ms. Sonia Gandhi. But while she was here, she did make sure she was on the good side of her Dravidian ally, the DMK, stressing that Karunanidhi has stuck to most of his promises, giving the party a thumbs up before going into the polls. But that was just her. While she did make that appearance, most of the big guns of the alliance were seen. In fact, not missing. They were not there at that big dais today at the island grounds, adding so many questions to our minds that's cropped up tonight on our bulletin. We will try and get some of them answered. But before that, a look at our top stories tonight. The DMK patriarch joins the Congress and his allies in a city campaign. Karunanidhi asked the centre to help retrieve Kachapira. Sonia Gandhi says that the UP government is consistent in their efforts in the rehabilitation of Lankan Tamils. They are pressing for their equal rights. The Election Commission seizes the single largest seizure of about 5 crore rupees from the state so far from the Trichy district. Will 1,000 lights retain its luminous power after MP Stalin makes way for a younger Jinnah? The contest is on with a newbie from the opposition. Will the candidates along the city's shoreline harbour a fresh change for the voting resident? They hope for a revolution after many attempts. On the election candidates podium, if I win today, a DMDK candidate promises to take down the Mozi menace from the Egmore constituency. And will the unpleasant past of criminal records linger for over 100 candidates this polls? Ndtv-Hindu delves into some of the black
guys try to save their own skin, or will they work for the betterment of people?
Let's also take you through some of the rest of the day's top stories. Shahid Afridi tells NDTV, I've been quoted out of context on his controversial remark on India. Appearing before the Public Accounts Committee, and Lambani tells the PAC that it is tough to answer questions since 2G allocation is sub judice. Sri Lanka's cricketing captain Kumar Sangakkara steps down from ODIs and T20s but offers to stick on for the Australia-England series. Social activist Anna Hazare brings his indefinite fast to the capital for the anti-corruption bill. Satya Sai Baba's health remains critical, though doctors now say he is responding to treatment. And after a hole opened up in an aircraft, Boeing asks for all older models of the 737 to be checked for cracks. Our top story this hour, the Congress Party's High Command, Ms. Sonia Gandhi, joined her Dravidian ally and the rest of the alliance in Tamil Nadu for a city campaign tonight. Lauding the state government for its developmental efforts, she said that both parties shared an inclusive vision, sending out reassurances on tackling the killing of Indian fishermen and the Sri Lankan crisis. She emphasized on her commitment to having made progress in the process of rehabilitation. Quoting that getting equal rights for the Lankan Tamils was closest to her heart, she said she would continue to look up to Karunanidhi for counsel. Meanwhile, the Chief Minister made sure that his ally, Ms. Gandhi, was all ears to his long list of demands from the centre. M. Karunanidhi stressed on the importance of water bodies for the state and asked that the centre take steps to interlink rivers and be able to also retrieve the Kachadeva Islands. Winding up, he stuck to his long affection to the Tamil language, asking for it to be made the official language at the centre. But significantly, most of the top ministers from either parties were missing.
தமிழ் மொழி இந்திய ஆட்சி மொழிகளில் ஒன்றாக ஆவதற்கான அந்த பெருமையை உரிமையை எங்களுக்கு வழங்க வேண்டும் என்று அதற்கான முயற்சிகளை மேற்கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்றும் கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். இந்தியாவோடு இலங்கையுடன் 1974ஆம் ஆண்டு செய்து கொண்ட ஒப்பந்தத்தின்படி தமிழக மீனவர்கள் மீன் பிடிப்பதற்கும் மீன் வலைகளை உலர்த்துவதற்கும் அங்குள்ள தேவாலயங்களில் வழிபடுவதற்கும் இருந்த உரிமைகள் 1976ஆம் ஆண்டு திரும்ப பெறப்பட்டன கச்சத்தீவில் இருந்து. இதன் காரணமாக அடிக்கடி கச்சத்தீவின் அருகே மீனவர்கள் கொல்லப்படுவதும் தாக்கப்படுவதும் சிறைபிடிக்கப்படுவதும் தொடர் நிகழ்ச்சிகளாக அதிகரித்திருக்கின்றன. எனவே கச்சத்தீவை திரும்ப குறைப்பதற்காக மத்திய அரசு உதவிட வேண்டும் என்று நான் மிகுந்த பரிவன்போடு கேட்டுக்கொண்டிருக்கிறேன்.
India has committed and provided large sums of money for the relief and rehabilitation of the affected people. We will do everything in our power to continue our efforts to help the people to rehabilitation. I also want to stress on the fact that we are pressing the government of Sri Lanka to make the promised changes in the constitution and the laws in order to guarantee and ensure equal rights and equal status to the Tamil-speaking people of Sri Lanka.
And joining us right now over the phone line is our reporter Lokpriya, who was at that campaign. Lokpriya, you were present throughout the whole of that rally, and as someone who's been tracking the political developments in the state of late, would you say there were quite a few highlights by both party chiefs tonight?
Well, yes, Evelyn, this particular public meeting was clearly not taking a dig at the various political the opposition, but rather focusing on the development schemes done by both the centre and state. That was the pitching ground for both the party leaders, be it Mr. Karnanidhi or be it Ms. Sonia Gandhi. Both the leaders pitched to people the developments done by the UPN as well as the DMK government of the various welfare schemes, and that was the pitch, and it was on that plank that both the leaders sought votes for their candidates for this crucial assembly segment. And also, if we look at Mr. Karnanidhi's speech, he put forth rather a lot of demands on the interlinking of rivers and the need for making Tamil as an official language in India. And also of the main point of the Kachatiwa island needs to be retrieved. That's something that he made a point. And also he urged Sonia Gandhi to resume works on the Sedu Samudram project. And now when we look at Sonia's speech, it was very, very crisp, to the point, telling the voters why they need to vote for the DMK Congress combined. What were the welfare schemes done by both the states? So that was her plan point. And she also lauded the state government and said that the state government was a pioneer in the welfare schemes, and Tamil Nadu was also one of the industrial hubs. And she said that during last assembly elections, the people voted for a stable government, and this time around she's asking the people to vote, keeping in mind the DMK's achievements and also about how it a promise of whatever of how it is delivered of whatever has been promised. So that was the main thing, and she also promised the people of Tamil Nadu that the centre will seriously look into the issue of the Sri Lankan Tamils and also of the Indian fishermen, two crucial issues. And she said that the UPA government at the centre shares the sentiments of the Tamil people over here. And she said that her government will take all those steps that are necessary to end the torture of the Indian fishermen, as well as take steps for the proper rehabilitation of Sri Lankan fishermen. So clearly, Evelyn, banking upon the development schemes and the promises, she appealed to the voters of Tamil Nadu to vote for the DMK Congress, to have a stable government in the state, and also to get more development to the state and for the people. And she also emphasized, both the party leaders in fact emphasized, that the DMK Congress alliance is only to serve the people and not for any other interest. Evelyn?
Right, thanks very much indeed, Lokpriya, for joining us with your inputs there from that big rally tonight. Now, while the DMK's massive showdown took place tonight, the main opposition camp is planning a bigger one in response. The AIADMK's General Secretary is, in fact, she's finished her campaign in Ramanathapuram, Mudukulathur and Paramakudi, along with the Karaikure district today. She now shifts to the western region of Coimbatore, where a massive joint campaign rally alongside a star-studded alliance of the DMDK's captain, the CPM's Prakash Karat and actor Sharad Kumar has been planned for tomorrow. Now, if political parties are in the news thanks to campaigning hitting top gear, the Election Commission has been equally visible for all the right reasons, from training presiding officers to throttling money flow and creating awareness among voters on 49O. The poll watchdog has been busy. Our senior correspondent Peer Muhammad has more. It is mission election management for the electoral officers in Tamil Nadu. Topping the agenda is keeping a vigil on the money movement ahead of the elections. The latest seizure of 5.11 crore rupees from the roof of a private bus is the single largest haul ever since election dates were announced. EC had earlier seized rupees 30 crore in cash and over rupees 10 crore in kind as liquor, jewellery and valuables.
We have put up an elaborate system to catch these things, and you must be hearing also. A lot of catches are taking place. We have already seized almost 29 to 30 crores of cash and around 10 crores of non-cash items.
Of course, the vigilance has been criticized by the ruling DMK and a few other parties as being partisan, something the CEC is quick to refute.
EC is totally neutral. It is not a preferred. It doesn't support anyone or doesn't oppose anyone. Just we try to give a level playing field to everyone. We have not withdrawn. We explained we have not withdrawn. The Commission has replaced some of the state police persons with the CRPF. That will only add to the security.
Wanting to attract more voters to the polling booths on D-Day, the CEC says everything is being done for a trouble-free outing.
Insisting on two items especially this time. One is the 49O. If 49O is a provision in the rules which allows a person to decide not to vote after coming to the polling station. He can come to the polling station and then decide I don't want to vote. So there is a provision in the rules, and we have asked the presiding officer to allow people to use that provision. As per the provision, they are supposed to sign in the 17A register and then record their refuse to vote. Second point we have specified quite a lot is regarding the tendered vote. The framers of the law long time back itself has provided for contingency that if you come to the polling station and find that your vote has been cast by someone else, chances are very less now because of photo rolls, but still if it has occurred, then you have a right to get your vote.
With less than a week left for the polls, the ECs may net more cash seized from all over the state. But that is only a thumbnail sketch. The larger picture is that the Election Commission has proved that it is not a toothless autonomous body. In fact, its stance against cash power in the polls has been quite aggressive. In Chennai with Peer Mohammed, Divya Kumar for Ndtv-Hindu. Time now to get you some of our series that's being played out in the run-up to the final polls. On Constituency Watch tonight, we take a look at the highly polluted Kuam River, which runs through the Thousand Lights constituency. That seems to be the source of several concerns and issues for the voters there. Our senior correspondent Peer Mohammed once again gets you an account of the people's concerns in this once VIP zone.
Thousand Lights is considered to be Deputy Chief Minister M.K. Stalin's backyard. But have the lights dimmed for the star candidate here because of a range of issues?
இங்க வந்து கொசு தொல்லை ரொம்ப பயங்கரமா இருக்குது. அதாவது புகை வந்து இவ்வளவு நாளா அடிக்கவே இல்ல. இப்போதான் வந்து அடிக்குறாங்க எலெக்ஷன் வரதுனால. இது வந்து வாரத்துல ஒரு ரெண்டு நாள் ஆச்சா கூட போதும். ஒரு மக்கள் ஒரு நிம்மதியா தூங்குவாங்க, நிம்மதியா இருப்பாங்க.
அவங்க வயசு பசங்க வரதுக்கு கஷ்டமா இருக்குது. பாதுகாப்பு கிடையாது. எல்லாம் குடிச்சிட்டு அங்கேயே விழுந்து கடந்து பாட்டிலெல்லாம் விசிறி அடிச்சுட்டு யூரின்லாம் வர அங்கேயே போகிறாங்க. அதே மெச்சு வச்சு வயசு பசங்க வரதுக்கு ரொம்ப பயமாக இருக்குது. 7 மணி 7:30 மணி ஆனால் கூட குடியிருப்பு பகுதி எடுக்கணும்.
Stalin rode to victory in 2006 from Thousand Lights with a margin of 2,500 votes. Price rise, growing civic issues and the slender margin in last elections may have forced the sitting MLA to opt for another constituency.
கட்ட பஞ்சாயத்து திருடு போலீஸ் சரியில்லை இவ்வளோதான். இது வர எந்த கவர்மெண்ட் வந்தாலும் எங்களுக்கு நல்லபடியாக செய்து கொடுத்தா எந்த பிரச்சனை கிடையாது.
விலைவாசி குறையணும். இப்போ வாங்குற சம்பளத்தில் எங்களுக்கு எந்த பொருள் வாங்கியும் கட்டுப்படி ஆக முடியல. காய்கறிலேருந்து ஒரு நகையிலேருந்து துணிமணிலேருந்து எல்லாத்துக்குமே எங்களுக்கு விலைவாசி குறையணுங்க சார். கரண்ட்டு பில்லாம் ரொம்ப கம்மி பண்ணணும். அதுதான் ரொம்ப சிலிண்டர் விலை ரொம்ப அதிகமாக இருக்குது. பெட்ரோல் விலை குறையணும். இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப எங்களுக்கு முக்கியமாக தேவைங்க சார்.
Thousand Lights covers Thenampet, Nungambakam, Roypeta and the eastern part of Vadaparani. It has 1,92,206 voters and has 40 registered transgender voters, the highest in any Chennai constituency.
The DMK's young face, Hassan Muhammad Jinnah, is fielded opposite the AIDMK former minister Valarmadi in this famous constituency. Both the candidates are new to the constituency. That makes the contest more interesting. In Chennai, Peer Mohammed, NDTV-Hindu.
Well, turning our attention to another one-time star constituency, the Chennai Harbour, residents here hope that the elections this time around will turn the tide of fortune in their favour. They feel that they have been overlooked for far too long. My colleague Krishnamurthy scans this constituency's swing.
Over 100 years old, Chennai Harbour is one of the major ports in the country. Equally, this is a star constituency which has seen top guns like Karunanidhi elected twice from here, as well as Tamil Nadu's Finance Minister K. Anbaragan, who pulled off a hat-trick in the last 3 assembly elections. Surprisingly, the DMK has not fielded any of its candidates from Harbour this time around, apparently fearing a 2G backlash. Though star campaigners have graced this constituency, the ground reality produces a stark contrast, and the seat is anything but classy.
இங்க ரோட் சரியில்லை, ட்ரைனேஜ் ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு, லைட்டிங் சரியில்லை, ரோட் போட்டு 10 வருஷம் ஆகுது, குப்பை எல்லாம் வாடுது இல்ல சரியா.
Numerous complaints to authorities on the problems of narrow roads and choking traffic have fallen on deaf ears.
வியாபாரமே பண்ண முடியல, எல்லாமே பாதிச்சு போச்சு, எல்லாமே பழைய ஐட்டம் ஆயிடுது, தூசி எல்லாம் புடிச்சு வீணா போயிடுது ஐட்டம்லாம். ரொம்ப மோசமா இருக்கு. ஏதாவது ஒரு நடவடிக்கை எடுத்தானோ.
மினிஸ்ட்ரியில 16 வருஷமா இருக்கேன். ஆனா இந்த ஆட்சி வந்து இது வரைக்கும் இந்த இடத்துல ரோடு போடல, எதுவும் போடல. கவுன்சிலர் வரல, எம்எல்ஏ வரல, யாருமே வந்தபாடு கிடையாது.
Another area under the constituency, Seven Wells, presents an appalling picture. Residents of this area have been using this market as a makeshift home for generations. They say freebies hardly matter to them. Their demand, just a basic roof over their heads and sanitation facilities.
இங்க இருக்கிறவங்க ரொம்ப தலைமுறை கணக்குல இருக்கிறோம். எங்களுக்கு வீடு வாசலும் கிடையாது, இங்க லெட்டின் போறதுக்கு இடம் கிடையாது. எலெக்ஷன் மட்டும் வராங்க, எந்த ஓட்டும் இங்க வந்து எதுவும் செய்ய போறது கிடையாது. அவங்க ஜனங்க தத்தளிக்கிறாங்க. எந்த ஆட்சி வந்தாலும் இங்க நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கிறது கிடையாது. கக்கூசு இல்லை, பாத்ரூம்ல எதுவுமே கிடையாது. 50-40 வருஷமா இங்க வந்து அவங்க ஜனங்க தவிக்குதுங்க. இது வரைக்கும் ஒரு வீடு, ஒரு வாசல, ஒரு குடிச்ச கூட யாரும் கொடுத்தது கிடையாது.
1,45,183 voters from Chennai Harbour will split their votes between IUML's Tirupur Altaf Hussain and AIDMK's Para Karupaya. Are the candidates tuned into people's problems?
Chennai Harbour might ring in the cash registers of the state government, but the residents in this constituency hope that at least this time their votes will ring in better infrastructure which has been promised by their candidates. In Chennai, this is Krishnamurthy for NDTV-Hindu.
Up ahead on Headlines Now. They may resemble smart fiction, but they're not. We flip through the crime diaries of some of the tall candidates standing for the polls this year.